In this video, we are going to discuss the conceptualization of the conceptualization of research problem and topic. And as we have mentioned in the previous videos, the overall aim of the research is to solve a problem. That is very important. Thus, the first thing the researcher expected to start with is thinking of a research problem. And this is the core that you think of a problem, you select the problem, you define the problem. And in addition, a problem as defined literally in the Pocket Oxford Dictionary is doubtful or difficult matter requiring a solution, or sometimes something that is hard to understand or accomplish. And thus, we can expand the spectrum to include many conditions and difficulties and troubling issues during our life, and still more problems to be thought of during our daily life, our daily practice in the different fields, in the different activities, during our work in the medical field, in the public health. There are so many problems that we encounter during our practice. So now for health problems, we can think of problems within the various dimensions of health. As we all know that health is multi-sectoral, so we are multidimensional, and so we can think of health problem as social or cultural or physical or mental or spiritual. And we can think also of health problems at different levels, such as individual level, that's health problem or disease attack individuals, or at the family level, maybe many family members who are affected by a certain disease or health problem, and also at the community level. So we can think also of health problems with consideration of the magnitude, whether it is a major health problem or not. We can think of health problems within epidemiological context, problem with high morbidity and high mortality. All these are conceptual frames that we can use to think of a certain problem. We have the three C's as presented by Sarah Romanisky of University of Michigan in 2012. She talked about that the curiosity is very important to investigate and question situations. It means that you have to be curious so that you can select a certain problem. And in addition, she mentioned the critical thinking skills which are needed to refine your curiosity into a clearly stated idea, so that you have to be critical thinker, so that you can critically think and critically review about the problem that you have selected. Courage and daring to have a bad idea. So these are the three C's which are mentioned by Sarah Romanisky for us to help us in selecting and conceptualizing of a problem. Then the researcher, after conceptualizing the research problem, we can move to notice the conceptualization into a research topic. Then we can conceptualize the research topic into research questions. For example, we can talk about female genital cutting is adversely affecting women's health as a research problem. But we can narrow this, uh, stating that female genital cutting is highly prevalent among Sudanese women population, that this is a research topic. And then we can formulate more questions about what is the prevalence rate of female genital cutting among Sudanese women. It's question one. And for example, question two, what are the determinants of female genital cutting among Sudanese women, as question two. So it's very important to think, to conceptualize the problem and to conceptualize the research question based on the selected problem. And this is a logical approach that we can adopt for conceptualization of the problem and the topic. It's important to mention here that the research question or question will be operationalized and translated into hypotheses and objective, and then variables, and then indicators, and then we develop the method of data collection to collect data about these variables. And the research expected to conceptualize and select a problem that deserves to be searched rather than selecting a problem that has been extensively and widely searched. For example, how to define our conceptualization. In order to find the conceptualization of the research problem or topic, the researcher needs to review the relevant and updated literature to find what is known and what is not known, and what are the knowledge gaps, if ever. And this is very important to guide our conceptualization for the problem. Then we can hold discussion with the expert, the clinician, and those who are uh, those who are experienced in the research and in the field. We can carry a discussion with them so that we can understand furtherly how to refine, for example, with clinician, with academicians, with senior researchers, colleagues, and stakeholders in order to refine our conceptualization about the research topic and the research problem. We can review ongoing research projects or reports or documents that will help us also. Now we come for selection of research problem. If facts about the problem under study can be obtained without conducting the research, then we should not conduct it as the information is already available and resources are limited. In such case, if you conduct a research in a problem that had been extensively searched, then this is just will be dissipation of the resources. And we have always to remember that we have limited resources for our research projects. Research is not luxurious, but a real need to find solution for our health and health-related problems. We have always to put into consideration that it's not something luxurious, but it is uh, an approach to find solutions for our health problem. Now we can discuss the criteria for selection of a research problem. The research problem select expected to fulfill the following criteria. The problem should address major public health problem or major or important health problem. And the problem at least is amenable for solution partially. And the other criteria, the visibility within the available time, and the reasonable require reasonable resources, and the cost effectiveness. The problem should address a major public health problem or an important health problem. And we have to review the available literature from different sources so that we can find out the magnitude of the problem. We can access, for example, the statistical reports, the technical reports, the research priority setting reports by the Ministry of Health or other bodies, and also holding discussion with other researchers and decision and policymakers and academicians and colleagues can help us to find out if ever this is a major problem that deserves to be addressed and deserve to be searched. The second criterion is that the problem is amenable for solution at least partially. It is reasonable to address the amenability of the research problem being solved in the sense that if the problem is not amenable at all for solution, then it will be better to search for another problem or to conceptualize another problem that is amenable at least partially for the problem, or otherwise I will be wasting my time searching for solution for that problem which is not amenable for solution at least partially. The amenability for solution is based on the available evidence from the relevant and updated literature. So we have to carry out update literature review for the resources and for sources that will help us to understand exactly if the problem is amenable or not. Again, the discussion with experts and other researchers is necessary to help the researcher to decide and to whether to select or not to select the problem. Then we have to look for the visibility within the available time, and the research expected to find out the visibility within the available time for completion of the data collection, data analysis, and submission of the final report. And this is very important to consider. The following question may help. Is the available time enough to complete the research if such problem is selected? And will the research objective be achieved within the available time? And will the research results be of value if the research is carried out within the available time or not? And these are very important يعني questions, the answer of which will help us to decide the visibility within the available time. Require reasonable resources. It's of importance to consider the available human or physical financial resources required for conduct of the research. If the available resources seem inadequate, then the researcher needs to search for extra resources to mobilize at the national or regional or international level from different, for example, donor agencies or like this. And if the required resources cannot be secured at all, you don't have any, you consume all the options for national and regional and international, then yeah, the researcher should change the research topic to another one. Cost effectiveness, the researcher needs to conduct simple cost effectiveness analysis of the research project. And simple questions can be raised, such as is it cost effective to conduct the research or not? In terms of cost, is it going to produce fruitful results or not? Will the research results be effective enough to be put into solutions? And will the expected result effectively solve the problem? Such questions are very important to find answer for in order to decide whether it is cost effective to conduct this, to select this problem for research or not. The above mentioned selection criteria are ideal and rarely encountered in real life. However, they are valuable to help us as researchers for appropriate selection of a research problem and to use them as guidelines for selection of the research problem. Thank you very much.